Hello, you're watching Afternoon Live. I'm Rebecca Jones. Today at 4. Dover and other Channel ports could face 6 months of disruption if the UK leaves the EU without a deal, ministers warn. 30 government ministers, including the Brexit Secretary, are touring the country to sell Theresa May's Brexit deal ahead of next week's vote. A teenager is jailed for bomb hoaxes that led to schools being evacuated and an airport security scare.
My daughter just called me like 10 minutes ago, crying on the phone, saying that her flight was getting hijacked, and I haven't heard a single thing yet.
In the last half an hour, the British yachtswoman Susie Goodall has been rescued in the South Pacific Ocean after her boat was damaged in a storm during a round-the-world race. And coming up on Afternoon Live, all sports, Catherine Downs is here with us. Catherine?
Yes, Rebecca, we're expecting a decision very soon on whether English cricketers Ben Stokes and Alex Hales brought cricket into disrepute by getting into a fight outside a Bristol nightclub last year. We'll bring you that news when it comes in.
Yep, see you at 4:30, Catherine. Look forward to that. And Lucy has all the weather.
And with strong winds in the north, there is the potential for some disruption to travel today. We move through the weekend, staying fairly windy with further showers before turning cooler on Sunday. I'll give the details.
Look forward to that, Lucy. Also coming up, an outbreak of avian malaria leads to the permanent closure of a penguin enclosure at a southwest safari park. We'll bring you the details on News Nationwide. Hello and welcome to this Afternoon Live.
Good evening, everybody. It's so good to have you here. And Sophia, it's written just above your note. It says we will start at 7 p.m. Moscow time. So what's the problem? Okay, good. So what we do here is we only talk, and in order to talk, I just get you prepared for the speaking part of all kinds of the exams. So in order to start talking, you have to share your Skype name with me, and I will give you a call through Skype, and we will start a conversation. Добрый вечер. Я не читаю лекции, я не говорящая голова, я только разговариваю. Я помогаю вам подготовиться к разговорной части экзаменов, любых, и поэтому мы здесь только говорим. Для этого нужно в обязательном порядке дать свой скайп и включить микрофон, и мы начнем говорить. Okay, so can you hear me? Just give me some sign. You can put a plus there in the chat section. Okay, so we will start watching BBC again. Сейчас опять начнем смотреть BBC, как и в прошлый раз. В прошлый раз желающих не объявилось разговаривать. Я просто включил BBC и ждал, пока кто-то даст. Я ничего больше не умею делать. Я умею только разговаривать по-английски для того, чтобы вам помочь подготовиться к экзамену. Okay, so can you hear me? Just give me a sign if you can hear me. Put a plus there in the chat section. Слышите ли вы меня? Если да, то поставьте плюсик в секции чата. All right, so I understand that we will not talk. So okay, good. Dasha, then I need your Skype.
Political declaration
Skype теперь, пожалуйста, да.
is not binding.
which could be interpreted in 100 different ways. No end to the free movement. And the fact is, our laws will still be made in Europe and still be judged by a European court.
Christmas may have arrived in Downing Street last night, but with 4 days to go until Parliament votes, there's not much sense of seasonal goodwill. Jonathan Blake, BBC News, Westminster.
Well, as we heard there, the government has been outlining its plans for the health service in the event of a no-deal Brexit. Planes could be used to fly in drugs, and medicines could be given priority access through gridlock ports if necessary.
Good. Еще раз объявляю для всех присутствующих, это урок подготовки к разговорной части экзаменов различных, в том числе и ЕГЭ. То есть все, что мы здесь делаем, мы здесь разговариваем. Вот сейчас один из участников дает свой скайп, и мы начнем с ним говорить. Если вы хотите оттренировать свою устную речь, то, пожалуйста, дайте свой скайп и включите микрофон. Мы здесь только говорим, я не читаю лекции. Okay. So, please share your Skype name. Hello, Matthew.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can hear you
Yeah,
fine.
fine. Fine.
How are you doing?
I am doing okay, and you?
I'm doing good, thank you. I'm doing good. What is new?
One new thing is that I just had an Olympiad on English language yesterday, and I thought that I've done good, but I'm not very sure in it, but I hope.
What kind of Olympiad?
New Olympiad, the part of all Russian Olympiad of pupils.
Students. Pupils mostly.
Students.
It's the elementary or the primary school. Okay. Was it difficult?
It was difficult for me, especially in the part of English.
Of what?
But you don't need the so-called grammar is specific grammar.
Do you remember some examples?
No exact one, but there were some.
Yeah, please do. Please try and remember. We can discuss it. That will be a very good idea if we discuss some of the examples from your Olympiad. Just take your time. Take your time and think a little bit, and I will give an announcement. Для всех присутствующих, пожалуйста, мы здесь занимаемся только разговором. Вот вы видите, Матвей присоединился. Он рассказывает про свою Олимпиаду по английскому, и, может быть, он вспомнит какие-то примеры. Я не читаю лекции, я не говорящая голова, я только участвую с вами в разговоре. Если вы не подключите свой скайп и не подключите микрофоны, я просто ничего делать не буду, я просто прожду целый час, пока кто-то из вас подключит. Я больше ничего не умею, я умею только разговаривать. Я целый час прожду, как на прошлом уроке. 5 лет подряд мы уже проводим эти уроки каждую неделю. И поэтому, пожалуйста, привыкните к тому, что сюда вы должны приходить со скайпом и с микрофоном. Другого ничего не будет. All right, Matthew, can you think of some examples from the Olympiad which you did?
No, take example, but I remember that the main issue was something connected with perfect tenses. I was unsure about my answer in the talk.
Well, maybe you can type in the chat section. because you know, again, the connection is poor from your side, so it's really hard to, yeah, it's really hard to understand what you're saying. Maybe you can see on the screen that it says the connection is poor.
Yeah, poor network connections.
Yeah, I understand. So can you type it in the chat section? The example, like instead of present perfect or whatever. Can you think of the example?
Not exact example.
Okay, good.
I think.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. How can that possibly be? You said that was hard, but still you don't remember. Yeah.
Because
Uh-huh.
I don't know, but I was just unsure about part point.
Well, the connection is really bad. So I didn't understand not a single word that you said.
I just
Say it again.
I just wasn't sure my answer.
Sorry?
I was unsure about my answer.
I'm sure. And then?
So I answered from really did not remember.
Well, Matthew, I'm very sorry. Yeah, I will record you over again. I cannot understand not a single word. I'm so sorry about that. But I cannot understand what you're saying. Yeah, you can type it if you want to. You can type it, but that's not a good idea. Okay. Для всех остальных, пожалуйста, кто хочет готовиться к устной части английских экзаменов, пожалуйста, дайте свой скайп и включите микрофон, и мы начнем говорить. Это единственная возможность у вас. Я не думаю, что кто-то еще в интернете вам предлагает бесплатно поучиться говорить. 5 лет уже мы проводим эти бесплатные уроки ежедневно в пятницу в 7 вечера. Пожалуйста, приходите со скайпом и с микрофоном, и мы поговорим. Okay, so for everybody, it's a conversational English class, and we just talk here. Please share your Skype name and turn your microphone on, and we will talk. Okay. So.
Now, can you hear me?
Leadership is also now widely viewed as someone who might in the...
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah, try and say it over again. What you wanted to say, I will check it.
I put position problem in the soul week, and now it's not right.
Well, that's impossible. Sorry, I cannot understand.
So I'll think of I can do.
Okay. All right.
For all sorts of complicated reasons. She heads up, for example, a rather fractured coalition government, which is always threatening to fall apart, taking her down with it. The appointment of Annegret Kramp-Karrenbauer as party leader represents Mrs. Merkel giving a little bit of her power away. It may be that changes the dynamics within the coalition government, but it may also, of course, introduce a degree of threat to Mrs. Merkel from within. This is her preferred choice, Annegret Kramp-Karrenbauer, and she already works very well together. We know that because she's the General Secretary of the party. But Mrs. Kramp-Karrenbauer has admitted she's got pretty sharp political elbows. It may be, at some point, she decides that she'd quite like to have a shot at the job and start to exert pressure on Mrs. Merkel from within. All of these are yes unknown, but they're worth having a think about. And get used to that name, Annegret Kramp-Karrenbauer. Get used to saying it out loud, because I suspect we're going to be hearing a great deal more of it in the future. Jenny Hill, our correspondent in Germany, there in Hamburg. For now, many thanks. You're watching Afternoon Live, and these are our headlines. The government warns a no-deal Brexit would mean 6 months of chaos at our courts. There are emergency plans to tie in Muslims. A teenager is jailed for bomb hoaxes that led to schools being evacuated and an airport security scare. British yachtswoman Susie Giddings has been rescued from the South Pacific Ocean after a ship was damaged in a storm during a solo round-the-world voyage.
And in sport, a decision is expected imminently on whether England cricketers Ben Stokes and Alex Hales brought the game into disrepute when they got into a fight outside a Bristol nightclub last year. £3 million split between 14 sports designed to help them in the run-up to the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. Is it enough to make a difference, though? And England beat Ireland at the Hockey World Cup. It sends England through from the group stage, but Ireland are out. And that was Mario Itoje in our headlines, who will be out for a number of weeks. Will he be back in time for England's Six Nations campaign, which starts in 8 weeks? I'll be back with more on all those stories just after 4:30.
A teenager has been jailed for 3 years after making bogus bomb threats to hundreds of UK schools and sparking an airport security scare. George Duke Cohen, who's 19 from Hertfordshire, sent the hoaxes in emails to more than 1,700 schools, claiming he'd set off a device if money wasn't paid. He's been sentenced at Eton Crown Court, and Duncan Kennedy was there.
This was the moment George Duke Cohen was arrested at his home in Hertfordshire. The 19-year-old was calm and officers from the National Crime Agency finally brought an end to his months-long campaign of hoaxes, where he had sent emails to more than 2,000 schools. Some of the schools were for children with learning difficulties. Duke Cohen's actions were said to have caused panic among some pupils. The schools also included Marlborough College in Wiltshire, where he claimed he would set off a device if he wasn't paid money. Duke Cohen also targeted a United Airlines flight en route from London to San Francisco, carrying 295 passengers, posed the father of a daughter on board.
Crying, she was crying. She said they were holding them hostage and that they were being pushed to the back of the plane and one of them had a bomb. They had everybody at the back of the plane.
She wasn't watching a movie. This was her voice talking to you.
This is her she was crying. I know what my daughter said.
No, I just
look plastic looking. They don't look like metal and shiny or anything. They look plastic. One of the men had a bomb.
Duke Cohen, who pleaded guilty, was described as immature, someone who craved the attention he got from his followers on social media. Prosecution said he created thousands of victims for his sustained campaign post-communications. Duncan Kennedy, BBC News, at Luton Crown Court.
President Trump has made 2 key appointments, naming William Barr as the new US Attorney General and Heather Nauert as the ambassador to the United Nations. The president's nomination for the position of US Ambassador to the United Nations, Heather Nauert, is a former Fox News anchor and a current State Department spokesperson. The pick for Attorney General William Barr previously held the post in the administration of George H.W. Bush. He succeeds Jeff Sessions, who was fired by the president in the wake of the midterm election. President Trump had criticised Jeff Sessions for recusing himself from the Mueller investigation into him. President Trump told reporters gathered on the White House lawn about the new appointments just a little earlier this afternoon.
I want to confirm that Bill Barr, one of the most respected jurists in the country, highly respected lawyer, former Attorney General under the Bush administration, respected by Republicans and respected by Democrats, he will be nominated for the United States Attorney General. I also want to inform you that Heather Nauert, somebody that we know very well, has done a great job as working with Mike Pompeo and others over at the State Department. Heather Nauert will be nominated. She's going to work with Nikki Haley to replace Nikki at the United Nations. She'll be ambassador to the United Nations. She's very talented, very smart, very quick, and I think she's going to be respected by all.
President Trump there, the father of a young British backpacker missing in New Zealand, has made an emotional appeal for help in finding her. David Millen says his family is extremely concerned about his daughter's grave, who was last seen in Auckland today. Howard Griffith reports.
She came to New Zealand to look for adventure. Louise Mullane is now at the centre of a major police search.
All right, just for the people who joined right now, what we do here is we only talk. So if you want to, this is getting prepared for all kinds of exams, the speaking part. If you want to talk, just give me your Skype name and I will give you a call and turn on your microphone and we will start talking, getting prepared for the exams. Пожалуйста, мы здесь только говорим, я не читаю лекции, я жду, когда вы дадите свой скайп и включите микрофон. 5 лет мы проводим в пятницу в 7 вечера бесплатные уроки для говорения по английскому языку. Пожалуйста, подключайтесь и мы будем говорить.
At the point we hold grave fears for a second. We now have the last known sighting of Grace at 9:41 p.m. on Saturday, 1st of December, at the City Life Hotel with a male companion. Police have identified this man, and he has been spoken to.
Grace's family say she'd been bombarding them.
Okay, Matthew, you can give me a call over again, and I will.
She was traveling
I
with
will
British
record.
which had been a bit harder for the police.
I will record you. I mean the sound of your voice, and you know that every day I have lots of conversations through Skype, not only with Russia but also with the United States of America, with Great Britain, and I wouldn't say that I had any kind of problems, any kind of issues like you mentioned. Sorry about that. So I don't know. Just give me a call over again. I can call you. So I tried to call you. It says you're unavailable. Give me a call. Matthew, just give me a call. Try. Okay. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you fine. Right now it's very good, and as I said, I will record you just for you to see how it works. All right, so say it again what you were saying about the Olympiad and the present perfect, because I didn't understand anything. What was that?
It was some problem with connected with certain sentences or not perfect, past perfect, and I just wasn't sure in my answer.
Mm-hmm. And
I just wasn't sure about my answer, and I answered something.
But do you remember the specific example?
I remember a specific example. Maybe if it was something about where I had to change. I had to make a choice between present perfect and past perfect, or past perfect progressive or present perfect progressive. I just wasn't sure about what I should should.
They're never going to allow us out. At least under the Article 50 process we're in now, we can actually leave. If we sign up to the Prime Minister's withdrawal agreement, we've actually negotiated away the ability to leave. And as for the money, I was told we got to pay £39 billion, which the House of Lords say is a payment of goodwill. We don't have to pay it to get a future relationship. And now we find that this £39 billion is actually to be able to talk about having a future relationship at some time in the future. It's just not the best deal we can get. We can do far better, and the Prime Minister will have to take responsibility for it.
If the Prime Minister does lose the vote on Tuesday and she is toppled, what do we gain from that at this time of what would then be a point of national crisis?
Well, it'll only be a national crisis if you declare it that on the media. What we will have is a transition to a new Prime Minister who will have a different agenda for dealing with the European Union. So at the end of the day, the European Union may have bullied Theresa May into accepting this deal, but we do still have some semblance of a parliamentary democracy. I'm not intimidated by it. I won't be voting for it, and I think a lot of my colleagues won't either. So it's not going to go through Parliament because it's a very, very bad deal. And how we leave the European Union is hugely important. This is a treaty. It supersedes our law. We won't be able to change it very easily. It's an arrangement that's probably going to be in position for a very long time. It's going to affect our grandchildren and potentially their grandchildren. We've got to get it.
Hello?
Hi guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Can?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we're talking about the LinkedIn and my questions on present perfect.
Mm-hmm. So can you think of some examples from the Olympiad?
Unfortunately, I have no exact examples yet, but I remember that it was connected with perfect tenses or perfect progressive tenses, and I had to make a choice between these variants of tenses, and I just wasn't sure about my answer.
Okay, I understand. So please, next time, I know that this is absolutely impossible, that you do not remember the examples from the Olympiad, which was a challenge for you. That's impossible. So you have to think it. You have to think it better, and you will remember. Believe me, I know that for sure because I was in your shoes, and many times. So you just don't want to remember. Believe me. If you will be willing to remember, you will definitely remember. But that's okay. If you don't want to talk about that, that's all right. So let's move on to the part which we didn't start the previous class. So do you remember where we stopped the previous class?
So not here. Definitely not here.
What do you mean by definitely not here? So that was the previous class which we talked about. Do you remember this part?
Yeah, I remember these pictures. We tried to describe them.
Okay, so we answered to all of the questions. Okay, so then if you don't remember, read the task in this exercise 1.
In reading use of English part 7, it is useful to look for words and phrases in the text which have similar meanings to words and phrases in the question. Match words from A to F with 2 synonyms from the list below.
So you see, you have the list of words, and you have another list of words, and you have to match. And for one word, you have to match 2 synonyms. Okay, please do.
So, accidentally can be replaced with by chance,
right?
And unintentionally.
Very good. Go ahead.
Ability could be replaced with skill, and maybe talent.
Then?
Currently could be replaced with presently. Presently, I'm not sure how to pronounce it.
Presently, that's correct.
Presently. So, and these days. Cover something up can be replaced by maybe hide, and I don't know, maybe conceal.
Yes, yes, that's correct. Yeah, conceal, that's the opposite to reveal. Reveal means open, and conceal means hide. Okay, then.
So participate can be replaced with be involved and take part.
Right.
Crash, in other words, stress and maybe demand.
Okay, good. And then look at the underlined words in questions 1 and 7 in exam practice test below. How could you paraphrase them?
Did not complete his education. Had graduated.
Did not complete his education.
Didn't graduate.
Didn't graduate. What else?
So hasn't any education, does not have any education, does not have the particular education.
Okay, so what it says here in the book, it's left school. He left school.
Yeah.
He was expelled. Do you understand the word expelled?
Yeah. It's when you're forced to leave school.
Right. Didn't finish.
Didn't finish. I just didn't know it's all about the school. I think it's something about the university.
And then dropped out of school. And many times we do not call a university, we call a university a school. For example, like we call that he graduated from law school or he graduated from medical school. The meaning is that he graduated from the law university, but we never say law university or medical university. We say law school, medical school. Okay, then all right, so drop out. Okay, and number 7.
And number 7 is received tuition.
Yeah.
Received tuition was educated, was taught, and I don't know what other words I can express it.
To receive tuition means to have classes, to have lessons, to be taught by somebody. Okay. And now we will talk about the multiple matching with the article. So just read the task.
You are going to read an article about 4 extraordinary people on page 23. For questions from 1 to 10, choose from the people from A to D. The people may be chosen more than once.
Okay, so you understand, and do not forget that the main idea is to talk about talents. So you know that during the speaking part of many exams, you'll have to talk about very different talents, people's talents. Okay?
Yeah.
And but here is also a tip. If you please read this tip.
Tip is underline keywords and phrases in the question before you read the text. Check you understand what they mean. Then think of other words which have a similar meaning, or alternatively, think about how the word could be paraphrased.
So you understand, right? While we are reading right now, please underline the keywords and phrases in the questions just to understand the text. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, you can start with the first one or with the second one. It doesn't matter. Just think about that. Okay.
In second sentence, the keywords, as I think, are the odd mistake.
Do you understand?
The strange mistake.
Yes, strange or unusual, or you know that odd one out. That's the typical task for many, you know, in many magazines or newspapers. You can have some kind of a entertainment part of this magazine, and it says like odd one out, which is different word from the list of the words. Okay, and any other phrases from this second, like odd mistake, and that's it?
Gets away.
Yeah, you understand get away?
Gets away, maybe it's just you make mistake in the exam and you are not maybe promoted in the next period of education.
Well, actually, to get away with the not mistake, it means that you made a mistake, but let's say nobody noticed that, or they just let you, they didn't punish you for that mistake.
Yeah, it's quite the opposite.
Yeah, that's okay. To get away with an odd mistake. All right. So next.
Accept the fact that this career is dangerous. I think the key word here, this career is dangerous.
Right. Right. Go ahead.
It's connected with some danger. It connected.
Yeah, that's correct.
Not very.
Matthew, go ahead. That's
convenient and safe.
Yeah, that's good. Take number 4.
So it took a long time to develop his abilities. Long time and abilities are the key words here. Long time.
Yeah, go ahead. That's all right. Go ahead.
Has found success despite having a disability. Success and disability are the key words here.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Improves his skill by doing something else at the same time. There, maybe the whole sentence is a key word because I just cannot exclude something without the changing of the meaning of the sentence.
All right, go ahead. We talked about receive tuition and then to help him improve his talent. Okay, number 8.
Doesn't do anything to protect himself. Doesn't and protect are the key words that I think.
Okay.
Change goal in life. Changed and goal in life. It's also the whole sentence because
next.
Passes his skills to other people.
What does that mean? What does it mean?
He or she sends these skills and other people receive them. Maybe it's kind of tuition.
It's just like, when you are at the table and you say, pass me the salt, please. Pass me the salt, please. Or, when you're playing football or soccer, as we say in Europe, you can just shout out to your friend, pass me the ball.
So it's kind of a process of sending and receiving.
You can say so. Yeah, sending and receiving. Okay. Now, you're ready to read the text, so we will read and discuss, and do not forget that you have to match the questions and the people.
Yeah.
Okay. People A to D and questions 1 to 10. And people may be chosen more than once. Do not forget about that. So these are the people. These are the questions. Okay. This is the text. All right. Just hold on. So before we start, I just want to have a look at the class. So nobody is present. Okay.
So
yeah, that's all right. Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the text to appear once again.
Yeah, I understand. I can monitor at the another computer. Yeah, right now it's there. Yeah.
And Derek Paravicini was born blind with severe learning difficulties and allergies. He has limited verbal skills, poor short-term memory, and cannot read even Braille. But he has an amazing talent. He can play any piece of music after only one hearing.
Okay, so the only question which I have is about Braille or Braille. So what is that?
It's a special way of typing and printing text, which makes it available for blind people
to
read text by touching the
I agree. Yeah, go ahead.
So he could play a toy organ. I just don't know how to pronounce it.
That's okay. Organ.
Organ. When he was 2 and when he was 5, his musical genius was recognized by music teacher Adam Oakleford. Right?
It's just Oakleford. Oakleford.
Oakleford. Right by chance, when parents went round the school to the blind, where Adam gave lessons. In the following years, Adam painstakingly taught painstakingly.
Yeah, go ahead.
And at 9, Derek gave his first of many major public performances. Derek, whose nickname is the Human iPod, is able to play any song in any key and in any genre.
So what is iPod?
It's kind of a specific module, a group of specific modules of musical players, which are developed by one company we all know.
So that's mostly that's the MP3 or MP4 player. Okay, go ahead.
So he does occasionally play the wrong note because he is able to improvise. He can cover it up without anyone even noticing.
All right. So what is your answer?
My answer is that it is certainly connected with disabilities, and I just.
All right. I will just hold on. I will try and open another window for this for another page, and just for you to have 2 pages at one screen. So just hold on. Okay, and it should be. Yeah. I'm sorry. What's the page there? 22. Okay. Yeah, that's 9. Yeah. So. Okay. I think that you can see it now, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think? What is the answer here?
Maybe did not complete his education, but yeah, she didn't even start his education properly. But that maybe not about him. So has found success despite having a disability. Received tuition to help him improve talent, and took a long time to develop his ability.
So I cannot understand the numbers you are saying. So for the for letter A, which is Derek Parravicini,
I can combine letter A with numbers 5, 4, and 7. 4, 5, and 7.
Well, I wouldn't agree because I agree with 5, 4, and 7. You said so. 5, I agree, has found success despite his having disabilities. 7, okay, yeah, 5 and 7 you said, and then the last.
And they, I suppose it may be 4 because I think.
Took a long, why do you think that it took a long time for him to develop his disability, his abilities?
Maybe he played an Tory organ when he was 2, and only when he was 9 he gave a first public performance. I do not know exactly. Should it be considered as a long period of time or not 7 years?
Well, see, it cannot be a question for Olympiad or a question for an exam when you are in doubt. So when you doubt, leave it out.
Yeah, I'm going to do like this.
Yeah.
To make such a decision. So I propose to go ahead with the next piece of article.
No, because you have to choose one more. And number four is not correct.
Because so I just so that's the way with the odd mistake, yeah.
Yes, that's correct. Okay,
it's not a strange mistake, it's the occasional mistake in this case.
No, it's not occasional mistake. It's unusual mistake.
It's maybe it's unusual for him, but the mistake itself is not unusual. Yeah, it's something like this.
So, Matthew, what I want you to understand is that odd, first of all, means different. Like if I, for example, okay, let me write you something because I see it's not very clear right now. So I would write you odd, even. So what is that?
Odd is odd means some numbers,
right?
Which odd numbers and even numbers. Odd numbers, if my memory doesn't fail me, which may happen, are 1, 3.
That's correct. That's
5,
correct. So,
and so on.
So what's the difference? What's the difference between odd and even?
Even numbers 2 divided by 2.
Yeah. So what's the difference between odd numbers and even numbers? Do not give me the definition. Just give me one word how they are different.
They just when you're counting up or down some numbers, they just change themselves in their speech, and even numbers, unlike odd ones, do divide by 2.
Matthew,
that
these two words are just different. That's it. That's the only thing which you can say about, okay, if you think about another example, he is a very odd person. What does that mean?
Odd means different from others.
Yeah, absolutely, that's it. So that's the meaning here, that his behavior was different, was another. The behavior was another, and that means that he gets away with an odd mistake with a different behavior. When he behaves like differently, not like, for example, if you think about the piano player, when some piano players make mistakes, people just hate it. People will start yelling at them.
And he gets away, which is unusual about musicians.
Well, no, it's not about that. It's unusual. It's because of his talent. Because you know, everybody can make a mistake, and we do make lots of mistakes.
Yeah.
But the difference is when the person is talented, he can perform in the way that other people do not see, do not feel that there was a mistake.
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead and take the second one.
Norman carried interest in bees started when he was 15.
Okay, Matthew, I'm very sorry. I have to finish because I will have another class. Sorry about that, but yeah,
I'm sorry too. We lost so much time, but I will try to connect you from this Skype name from now.
Okay.
And from this computer to make our conversation more comfortable.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much, and I will see you next Friday. Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully, I will see you next Friday too.
Okay. Bye bye for now.
Thanks. Goodbye.